don't do that! Don't!
G'day adventurers, welcome to another episode of the ADV News, and how's this for an intro? We get the Darcinator, we get him out there on the Ducati Desert X National Media Launch Ride, and babushka, to borrow one of your recent expressions, Dave. How's this? Dave's just hammering that thing, launching it, sliding it, powering it, braking it, and then boofka! Mav, our old mate Mav, media journalist from Melbourne, pulls across in front of the Darcinator. And that's how close it went on the film there. Yeah, we all had visions of $50,000 worth of Desert X's T-boned into each other. But luckily, collision avoidance system activated and the Darcinator managed to miss the Mav, but the Mav did reach down for the classic jockey tear-off, and thank his lucky stars that impact was avoided. Nice start to the launch, Dave. Some of your best work right there, mate.
Little bit of a drop, Clubby.
Oh, mate, I was right behind Dave, and right on the apex of that left turn, there was this big ghoulie, like half a bowling ball size, and he's just nailed it square on, mate, and tucked the front end straight away, the poor bugger. Like it happened like that. Yeah. That's how easily it happens, mate. So the Desert X's, they got a fair workout on the launch ride. Now, one of the points that really got rammed home with me, and literally rammed is the choice of word. Two of the bikes hit the deck. One went down at like 2 kilometres an hour in a rocky wash-away fire trail section. The other bike went down on its left side, probably a third, fourth gear corner, 40, 50 kilometres an hour. Poor old mate Dave, he slapped a rock, went down hard on the left. He creased his tank. Not as bad as the other fall, but by poor old Damo, when he just tipped over in a washaway, really, and landed in some rocks, and you can see a still shot here of the damage that the steel tank took, and it's right down there on that bottom, those bottom leading edges of the tank, seems to be the contact point when the bike's going to hit the deck. So if you're thinking Desert X, if you're putting one in your garage, the first accessory that I'm going to tip you into, crash bars, boys, you're going to need them. It's going to hit right there on those leading edges of the tank. The plastic cowling, that got a tearing at its lower mount point both times, and also tucked behind there is the radiator. Crash bars, guys, don't leave home without them on your Desert X's. And in both crashes, wiped out the plastic handguards that come stock. I mean, they're a full wrap handguard, but just lightweight plastic, light fixing point on the inner and the outer, both got shroud. So the other piece of protection you're going to need from day one is a set of alloy backbone bark busters, Polysport handguards. You really would need that protection up on the flight deck for when the bike hits the ground. It's an awesome motor that Ducati's pulled out, the old Testa Stretta L-twin they call it, because the front cylinder's canted right down low forward out of the bike. Man, the thing is fabulous on the tar, on gravel roads. I just love third, fourth, fifth gear, 4,800 revs, it really gets going, goes right the way through 7,000, 8,000 revs, and it's just right there. Beautiful sliding potential, fabulous feedback. But the other side of the coin with the motor, initially I was thinking it was maybe light on for torque. Nah, be surprised. Have a look at this footage of Dave going up this particular track. Now, he went up there in second gear. It was steep, twin track, lots of, thankfully ground was dry, so we had traction. The thing just torqued straight up in second gear. I was hitting it in first gear and revving it to get straight up, but the old Darcinator, he wanted to really test that torque capacity of the motor, tick that box for sure, and then when he turned around and came back down, have a look at the footage there. That'll just show you the steepness of it as he was coming back down up there on near the Turon River, these tracks were. You can see how green the country is, but the bike surprised us with the actual amount of torque that motor also has in really technical going.
Okay, let's try it in second to see what this torque's like. God, this engine's a lot torqueier than you think. Wow, now that's a surprise to me. I can't believe how torquey it is. I'll go down. Yeah, Second gear, Nick, I had reservations about it, but the engine is so torquey. It just went up that beautifully. Yeah, I was quite surprised. When you think of the gear ratios, it knocked that over beautifully.
So did you let it fall fairly low in the revs, or was it still in?
No, I was surprised. I dropped it down out of the sweet spot because I just wanted to test that torque down low, and it's got a lot more than I thought. When it really comes to the crunch and you got to push up something, yeah, did it well.
Nice.
And another really impressive aspect of the Desert X, the ABS setup and the brake activation front and rear, but particularly in rally mode. And every time on the dirt, I was straight into rally mode. Dave was as well. But particularly what impressed us was the performance of the ABS, off at the rear wheel, still on at the front wheel, but the feel that you had through the rear brake pedal to control lock up slide, lock up slide, lock up slide, lock up slide. You can probably just hear it there on the footage there of Dave howling down from one of those big high-speed sweepers he was doing on the greasy clay surface as well, with some bumps and braking bumps into it. Just a really awesome feel through the pedal, and just a whole lot of confidence to push the envelope off-road and know that you were fully in control of the rear brake. It was helping to control the front brake, but what you had was confident stopping power, front and rear as a package. Really impressed us.
Hey Nick, how good is that back brake activation?
You liking
it? Mate, I'm coming and backing into the corners, it feels so good.
Got a nice bit of feel?
Absolutely, like it's, I gotta say for me, it's one of the very pleasurable strengths of the bike. There's not many bikes that come in that hot on that sort of surface with these tyres.
You're going quickly, mate, looking good.
Mate, they look, yeah, not too much, just enough, but...
And what about the front brake powers? Like
lovely, one finger, controlled. Yeah.
Good.
No, mate, really impressed with that.
Nice and nimble?
Very nimble. You can change it in the air.
Yep.
You can modify your landing in the air.
Yep.
The foot pegs, you don't need to change those foot pegs, no. They're perfect.
They're good wide ones.
They're good.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Ergonomics wise, like we haven't done much so far except the gear lever, brake lever.
Yeah, they're perfect for me. Yeah, no. No, they're perfect.
Yeah, cool.
All that, I just get on this, it fits like a glove.
Nice.
Mate, very impressed.
So there we are, we're getting to the tail end of the Desert X ride. Mount Horrible Road, track out the back of Bathurst, middle of nowhere. I was offered to just go out in front and pick a few bits of routing for the team. And then I get to a lollipop sign, middle of nowhere, road gang crew there, pull up. Mate, don't even take my helmet off. Old mate on the lollipop signs goes, "Oi, you're that guy in the magazines and on Mad TV, aren't you?" I said, no, I'm not Dave. I'm not Dave. Yeah, I'm the guy from the magazines. Dave's coming. And the guy was just frothing to think that he was about to meet the Darcinator, real live out there on the side of the trail. Turns out this guy rides a YZ250, hacks around in the bush up there. Super awesome dude. Let's have a look at that moment when he finally got to meet his hero, the Darcinator.
3, go.
I just paid this guy $10 to say this.
He's the best bloke around.
Oh, he pointed at you, not me.
Oh, and him too.
Oh. You said it was something better than paid television.
Oh, it's better than paid television. I wouldn't watch that crap for bloody quids.
Oh, mate, Nick, did you hear that?
I heard it, but I don't believe it.
Bloody YouTubers.
Nothing wrong with YouTube.
What's your name? Rob. Good on you.
Thanks, Rob.
Take it easy, fellas.
Okay, adventurers, that's it from coverage of the Desert X launch. Dave's just going to be hammering on that bike over the next few weeks with a whole stack more content. It's the big dream bike adventure release for 2022. So Dave and I are going to be putting a lot of effort into it. Content in the mag, content on Mad TV as well. Let's just now kick back over to the rest of the show. This time, lots of rumour about the big EICMA motorcycle show coming up in Italy in just over a week's time. All sorts of new bikes being rumoured to be coming down the gangplank. I hope a lot of them see reality. A new Honda Transalp, let's see where that comes from. Maybe a new Suzuki P-Strom, not V-Strom. What about a KTM 490 or a GasGas 490 or a Husqvarna 490? Any colour will do. Please, Matty Coffin, pull the cover off one of those. Oh, and what about a new Harley Davidson adventure bike? That'd be cool to see, wouldn't it? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the show. And like the old lollipop man, we'll see you out there on the trail sometime. So Dave and I, we've been having a good time lately with the Honda, Little Red Rooster we call it, the CRF 300 Rally project bike. You know, there's been plenty of good content both for the mag, for AAB, and on Dave's channel, of course, on Mad TV, the build-up rides. We've got rides planned with that. You know, both he and I, you know, we love all adventure bikes, but we do like small capacity adventure bikes. So then I get a message into my inbox recently from Benelli, touting off about their new small capacity adventure bike. Mate, TRK 251 is what it's called. Have a look at the imagery, have a look at the video playing in the background. Just not the same league as the little 300 Rally. More in the league of the old V-Strom 250 that came into Aussie a couple of years ago. Kind of also in the league of the little Tenere 250R, which a lot of people are going, huh? The what? The Tenere 250R? Yeah, South America. There is a Tenere 250R. But the common thing that a lot of these little 250s have, they're just like based off road model bikes. You know, this Benelli, what have we got here on the specs? 41mm upside down forks, 240mm diameter rear disc brake, dual channel ABS, alloy spoked wheels, digital dash display, exceptional 250cc single cylinder power plant delivering an outstanding 21 Newton meters at 9,000 RPM or 25 horsepower in the old money. Probably similar, might be even more than what that Honda 300 Rally has standard. But mate, have a look at it. It's just it's a real soft roader. You know, so, you know, personally, I don't get real toey about that, but it's another adventure bike in the marketplace, and it'll be cheap as chips, as Benelli products are. We've seen the TRK, the 501 previously here in Aussie, didn't get a lot of take up, but again, it's another brand in the market, and like I've been saying, it's been raining adventure bikes. Anyway, good to see another model on offer. It'll suit some people. It'll be priced right for some people. You know, I kind of get a bit concerned when I see these images of the thing loaded up with top boxes, hard cases, you know, and being, you know, pumping down the highway on this little 250cc four-stroke motor. But anyway, each to their own. Good on you, Benelli. Benelli's got a lot going on, you know. They've got other scrambler models. They've got other larger capacity adventure bikes as well. I mean, it's probably a case where it's a brand we don't know a lot of. It's still establishing its place here in Australia in the adventure sphere. But good on them. Good luck. And let's just see where the Benelli story goes over coming years and months. Everybody loves a good show. I'm not talking about Seinfeld. I'm not talking about The Block. I'm talking about motorcycle shows. And the big daddy of motorcycle shows globally is an event called EICMA, which is staged in Milan, Italy. And after all the hiatus with COVID and the great global pandemic, EICMA is back in action this year. And it's coming up real soon. November 8 to 13 in Milan at this massive, just dead set massive convention centre in central Milan. I've been there a couple of times over the years. And I mean, it is so big. It is so many halls of motorcycles and bicycles. You're dead set. You wear the leather off the soles of your shoes just walking around there. You can't do it all in one day. You know, you catch a train into the facility, and then they've got buses and trams within the actual convention facility to get around. It's absolutely awesome. And being the first EICMA show back now in a couple of years with COVID, I reckon it'll be a pretty damn good show this year with a lot of manufacturers wanting to showcase new product. And I think the brand that we're really looking forward to as adventure riders is Honda. I mean, we've still had all this chatter about the new Transalp.
I mean, actually, no, let's go back a step. It was all the hysterics about the new Africa Twin, but then that was proven to be fiction. But now the Transalp is way, way closer to reality. We've all seen those spy shots of the bike allegedly being filmed and photographed up in the Swiss Alps. We've all now seen that there's patent information and data being circulated around the web. I was at Honda Australia headquarters 3 days ago, right there with the marketing communication staff. And I said, oh, come on guys, feed us. Come on, we're journos, it's the media. Give us some little teasers, photos, info, specs, pricing for the Transalp. And how sly are they? How sly are they? Go, Clubby, the what? The who? The what? Come on, guys, they were no poker face. They know exactly what we're talking about. And that's the tip that is coming out, going to be shown at EICMA in the second week of November. I hope it is a real thing. You know, Honda, they've been missing the boat in the adventure bike world, other than the Africa Twins, which Dave and I tested recently. You know, really impressed with them. But there's all those other classes of adventure bike that they're just missing the ride. So a 700 parallel twin from those new CB750 Hornet road bikes, that'll be a cracking good power plant for a real world adventure touring bike. So let's hope that becomes reality. Bit of chatter as well with Honda while we're talking about Team Red. NX500. So the CB500X. You know, they've got that other lineup of I think 3 different CB500 engine-based models. The X, which was, you know, a real soft roader, but, you know, a lot of people actually spend a lot of money trying to make that into a more capable off-road adventure bike. So some chatter now that maybe the NX designation that Honda used to apply to the NX 650 dual sport bike, that was a 650 single thumper, back in the days of when all the factories were making Paris-Dakar replica large capacity trail and dual sport bikes. So maybe we'll see an NX500 come out from Honda at the EICMA show. And then the other little bit of gossip about Honda for the show, the old CL range of scramblers. Now I remember being a grommet, my old man, jumping around town and through the bush on an old CL 175, CL 250, CL 350. You know, they were early days scrambler bikes, you know, road bike taken with an upswept exhaust system. You know, scramblers are a thing again now. And so maybe a range of Honda CL scramblers coming back again as well. So good on Honda if they do that. You know, like Honda's got such amazing heritage. You know, and I think it's fair to say that they've dropped the ball in certain market segments, certainly here in Aussie with their enduro bikes and trail bikes. Like, man, how good were Honda XRs? They were like backsides here in Australia. Everybody had one. But they've been long gone, never replaced. They've had their CRF-Xs, but they just never got a massive following here in Oz. So I think it's time for Honda to start, putting their thought processes, design team, back onto projects that are really going to work on the hot plate for them. So fingers crossed that some of these Hondas become reality at EICMA next month. You know, the Suzuki, let's speak about Suzuki with the 700, parallel twin V-Strom, P-Strom, whatever you want to call it. Let's hope that becomes reality as well. That could be an extremely popular beast for Suzuki. I mean, because the 650 V-Strom's been so popular for so long, an upgraded version of that with a newer, fresher motor, you know, more performance, maybe a little less weight, that'll be a fabulous adventure tourer as well. BMW, now, we've all been waiting for a while now since we've seen spy photos of big banger 1300 or 1400 maybe GS models coming. So if Beamer was going to go hard in a big way for maximum marketing and promotional value of a big new GS, EICMA would be the place to do it. So fingers crossed that we see that come out from under the covers. There's even been a little bit of chatter about an M series variant. Whew, can only imagine what that would be like, given the way that if it parallels the M series of BMW cars. I mean, those things are just ferociously good, those M series Beamer road cars. If BMW take the same approach to a large capacity GS adventure bike with all the fruit on it, oh man, it'll be a good thing. And you just know that every single dude, cashed up dudes I'm talking about, cashed up BMW riding GS dudes, they'll be front of the queue to hand over the money, whatever it costs, for an limited edition M Series GS. So again, fingers crossed that that's another feature coming out at EICMA real soon. What about it? Another message for the team at Mattighofen. Let's hope that they've got acres of space at EICMA with their displays and their stand. And let's just hope that in the adventure section of the display, pride of place, coming out from under the orange cloth, will be a new 490 Adventure. Oh, come on guys. Where is it? Where's it been? What's the hold up? Make it any colour. Can be orange, can be white, can be red. Make it in all three colours for all three brands and sell a zillion of them. 490 Adventure from Mattighofen. Please, KTM, please. And please, go to town. Do the full range. Make the street bike. Make the sports bike. Make the supermoto version. Make the trail version. Make the enduro version. And make the R Adventure version. Guaranteed winner. Real world bike to suit a majority of riders of adventure in real world applications. Big enough to tour on easy, light enough to pick up easy, and with enough suspension travel in typical KTM R model fashion to smash it on in the bush and on the trails. I really do hope that one becomes reality at EICMA. And just to drum that in again, what about the spy photos that have been shown previously of the alleged 490 Adventure from Mattighofen? I think we'll just have another look at those shots, just to whet our appetites again. And yeah, like I keep saying, just do it, Kato. And all right, finally, what about... Oh, I shouldn't laugh. No, I shouldn't laugh. Who doesn't want a new Harley Davidson adventure bike? That's what we all thought, didn't we? Before that Pan America came out. We all just thought, what? What is this all about? We saw the first images, saw the first marketing collateral, PR material, and thought, my goodness, what is that? Tonka truck, front end on it, long, tall, heavy, ungainly. But then we all got to ride it. And that was what was amazing. The thing actually works okay as a big capacity, big mile munching adventure tourer. So if you are Harley Davidson, what would you do then with your next model? Go bigger, go smaller? Yes, who needs a bigger, even more longer, even more taller, even more heavier, even more Tonka truck looking adventure bike than what the Pan America 1250 already is? No, you'd go smaller if you were smart, wouldn't you? And that's the gossip. 790, 795 maybe, picking up an engine from one of their road bike models, one of the Sportster models. Yeah, so see if that comes out. You know, not hedging my bets on that becoming reality, but it could potentially be a good thing to, again, broaden Harley's penetration into the adventure bike riding market. Because as we keep saying, right now, there are so many adventure bikes. And all these manufacturers, they just keep steaming them down the production, or down the design boards and then down the production line. You know, by the time, and it's a 4 to 5 year process developing these bikes. That's how long it takes to get it from concept to production. So the pressure's on all of them. They've got to do it right, or else the market's just going to swamp them. So we'll see what happens there with Harley, where it goes. You know, it was a big move for them to move into adventure, but mate, they're a big company, big resources behind them, and you just know they're going to be in it for the long term. So yeah, let's see if we find a Pan America 795 coming down the chute anytime soon. And otherwise, EICMA, I can't just say it enough, it's a wickedly good experience for any motorcyclist. If you're ever travelling to Europe, time it for when one of the EICMA show is on, or the other big show, Intermot in Germany. They previously used to alternate years when they would be staged. It's just, they're awesome events to see how big the motorcycle industry is separate to what we see of the motorcycle industry here in Australia. It's just ballistic how many other European and Asian, Chinese manufacturers are out there in the rest of the world building motorcycles, and they're all on display at EICMA. You know, I've done both events, you know, at least once, if not twice, both times, and mate, they were some of the best days of my motorcycle journo career, just being exposed to what else is going on in the world of motorcycling. Awesome. Anyway, all right, thanks everybody. That's another wrap up. Don't forget, read the mag, buy the mag, subscribe to the mag. That's the current issue. Got the Tenere 700 World Raid on the front page. You can buy that here in Australia locally at newsagents and convenience stores. But mate, as I keep saying to everyone, always just chase the digital subscriptions if you're overseas. isubscribe.com.au. Cheap as chips to get digital copies of that magazine. Enjoy it. We enjoy making it. Dave works with us on the magazine. Good times there. Good product. Feels good. Looks good. And there's nothing better for us bike riding blokes than still getting a little ink on your fingers. That's what it's about, eh? You don't want to get home to start, you know, researching and reading and learning more about your favourite pastime by looking at the rotten computer screen that you look at all day long at work. So yeah, a little ink on your fingers. Thanks for your support, everybody, and we'll catch you at the next instalment. Ride safe.